Hi, Tracy from Cheese Needs here. I've just signed up to do the Level 2 Academy of Cheese. I'm so excited I get to study with Charlie Turnbull. However, it does involve trying 75 different types of cheese that I do not have access to in my town. So I emailed the Academy and they are super helpful. They came back to me with a full list in advance of my trip to Idaho, where there is a plethora of cheese. Obviously, you can't bring mold ripened, washed rind or bloomy rind cheeses back across the border. So I had a brief stop in Vancouver and I picked this up at Les Amis de Fromage. This is Vacherin Mont D'or. This has been on my want list for a while, but I've been hesitant because you see this orange pinky hue? That's a washed rind. Tracy's not brave around washed rind cheeses. So I've decided that I'm going to do this education. It's important to me to further my education. At the end of the year, I'm starting at UGuelph, the Cheese and Dairy Science program there. So my education in cheese is very important to me. Academy of Cheese is very important. So I'm going to go for it. Now, this is Vacherin Mont D'or, which is the Swiss version, and I have to look this up because I can't remember. The Swiss version of Vacherin du Haut Doubs. And I'm probably butchering that because I haven't been to France in a very many years and my pronunciation is awful. Anyway, this is Vacherin Mont D'or PDO. Oh, yeah, that's stinky. Okay, so I have got 200 grams, cost me basically 20 bucks. So it's expensive. Also on the board, I've got some Robiola Caprina because it's kind of tangy and it will clear the palate. But failing all of that, good old Beecher's cheese curds. Recently found out that tasting cheeses, water is great, fruit is great, chocolate is great, crackers are great, but nothing clears your palate like a good squeaky cheese curd. So thank you again, Beecher's. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I have those on standby just in case. I really don't like this. I've tried Oka, which is a Canadian washed rind cheese. It was a little ripe for me. I tried Cateau's Arpent, and I really liked that one, but it was rapidly losing structural it basically just melted into a blob on the board. Now, I did consider eating this straight from the fridge because I am a bit of a wuss, but no, the guidance is you wait for an hour at room temperature. So this has been, oh yeah, this is pudgy, this is oozy, gooey, unctuous, all of the words that you can think of for not really sure I want to eat this. I shall be brave. Okay. Specifically not using any form of cracker here because that will adulterate the flavor. Gonna try the paste first and then I will circle back to the rind. Smells of, I'm getting vegetables like carrots fresh from the earth. A taste of something, but I'm really not sure what. This is probably not very helpful. Let's go for the rind. Okay, the rind is chewy. The paste is very creamy. I don't think they use cream in the make. I think they just use, it's Montbéliard or Simmental cows. So they would have a higher milk fat, but not like a triple cream brie or a Brillat Savarin. I don't know what this tastes of. It's creamy and it melts. There's a slight tang to it, but it's not what I was expecting. I was expecting like Limburger, which is, you know, punch you in the face kind of strong. There is a vegetableness. I'm getting carrots straight out of the ground. That's all I can say. That's the smell of the earth when you unearth a carrot. That's what I can taste. What I should get is creamy cheese, funky tang, and resinous notes from the spruce. Am I getting spruce? Well, I'm at the wrong end for spruce. I'll try some near the rind in just a second. No, not so much. I should mention I live in a forest. I live in a birch forest, and I actually tap birch syrup every year to achieve my farm status, because trees don't tend to run away, and otherwise there's a whole bunch of, you have to fence in your cattle, you have to have X amount of animals, blah blah blah. With birch, it's a heritage craft. I'm allowed to just tap my birch trees, sell the birch sap, and I sell birch syrup also. So I'm very familiar with that woodsy kind of, that woodsy kind of smell. Right on the rind there, you can see where it's discolored because it's been next to this wood, which is freaking adorable, by the way. Okay, it's much firmer. Oh yeah, right, so close to the rind, you have a much firmer paste. There's actually some holes, there's some bubbles in here, which I'm assuming are gas produced because they're round and shiny. It's much firmer. See over here, this is globular, this has disintegrated. I have no idea how I'm going to get the rest of this off the board to save for later. Certainly not going to eat 200 grams of this in one go. But yeah, it's much firmer, it's much more structurally integral here. Woodsy for sure. Oh man, if I tried this bit first, even though it's got a hair on, if I tried this bit first, I would have a completely different opinion of this cheese. At the moment, it's just like, it looks great. It looks like it smells really strong and it's really stinky, and it doesn't. Everybody talks about this and says it's fabulous. This is like, okay, you ask a cheesemonger in the States what their favorite cheese is. The answer is probably Holla Hocker. And that's because it's a fabulous cheese and I love it. And I recently bought another pound of it. But this is more of a cheese eater's cheese. There's bits of tree bark all over it. I don't dislike this, but I don't understand the hype. I know it's a limited production. They can only make it from the middle of October to the middle of March every year. The rest of the year, the same cows make the milk that goes into Comte. You're very confusing. I don't dislike this cheese. I wouldn't avoid eating it again in the future. I'm eating more and more because I don't understand it. I don't get what the hype is. I'm not particularly fond of the rind. You've got this creamy, gooey, look at this. It's unctuous. It's decadent. But then it doesn't really taste of an awful lot. I'm assuming that there are pairings out there that make this sing, because on its own, it could use something. That is a pleasant bite. So, findings. It smells a lot less than you would expect. You look at this and you hear Vacherin Mont D'or and the hype that surrounds it when it's released every year. And you think to yourself, oh, this is going to be a doozy. This is up there with, you know, the Harbisons. I don't know. There is, all I'm getting overwhelmingly is carrot fresh from the dirt. You can smell the carrot, you can smell the dirt. That's what I'm getting from this. The woodsy side, when you get to the rind near the wood, the woodsy side, yeah, there is tree there. Definitely there's tree there. I mean, it's literally wrapped in it. Um, Interesting. Going to be difficult to score this on my flavor tasting wheel and on my Academy sheet. Because I'm really not getting a very strong anything. It's very, very mild. Now, I was expecting this to knock me sideways. I was expecting this to be aggressive against my taste buds. And it's not. So I'm glad about that, because I really don't like Limburger. This was a whole sort of, you know, this is the one pretty much of that entire list. This is the one I was the most worried about trying, which is why I did it first, because I'm English. Yeah, I don't know. Perplexed. I need to discuss this with other people who have tried this. This is why cheese tastings ought to be done in groups of 3. Hmm. Polar opposite, just as I thought. The Robiola. Soft cream cheese, fresh, zesty, zingy, and tangy. There's a strong yogurt tang. I was expecting this to be the antidote to an overpowering cheese, when actually this is the stronger of the two. And I'm going to have some cheese curds because I got them out. And you can't get them out and then not eat some. That's rude. Growing up in the UK, I never ever had cheese curds. I just had cheese. I never had cheese curds. I moved to Canada. They put this stuff on chips with gravy. Poutine. My kids love it. I have yet to acquire the taste. I love all of the components separately, but putting gravy on chips. I would try this again. This is not on my, oh God, I hate it, never trying that again list. And there is a list. It's short, but there is a list. I kind of feel let down. Probably shouldn't say any of this. It's probably like, you know, cardinal sin not to find this to be a masterpiece, but I'm not getting it. This is why I need to further educate myself. I'm going to save some of this for when the Academy Level 2 course starts, as part of one of the live Zoom classes, which I'm so excited for. If my stupid internet will work, I will absolutely enjoy that. I'm going to save the rest of this piece. I think what I'm probably going to do is just cut away where it has gooed out the side and just swallow that whole, because it's nice. I like this. I don't not like this. But it's kind of like when somebody builds something up and they're like, oh, this is a Koenigsegg. This is the fastest, most amazing car on the planet. And then you go and you drive one and it's just like, okay, but this is just raw power and I can't go over a speed bump. I'm getting mild, creamy. If I'd never heard of this and I tried it, it's quite pleasant. I like the spruce. I like the woodsy flavors. This is not out of my wheelhouse. This is not pushing the boundaries for me. I've had stronger washed rind cheeses. I've made a stronger washed rind cheese than this, but I was expecting something, and then my expectations were not realistic, I feel. So, and that's what education is all about. You take your pre-existing expectations and you learn. Are you right? Are you wrong? Test the theory, hypothesis, eat the cheese. So thank you for joining me while I taste Vacherin Mont D'or. Is it worth $100 a kilo? You decide. That's probably about £70. We're in Canadian dollars, not American. So probably about 70 quid for a pound of this. I'm not convinced. But that's what education is for. Thank you for joining me. I'm Tracy from Cheese Needs. There's no other way of tidying this up, so I'm just going to have to eat it. It's not a little slug. Looks like a slug. Maybe I'm getting woodsy flavors now. I've tasted the woodsy bit by the actual wood. Maybe. But there's an overwhelming carrotness to this. Yeah, this has been out an hour and a half now. It still tastes like carrot to me. Well, she's not exactly glass wrapped, but it will hold its structural integrity once I get it back in the fridge. The robiola is staying out because I'm going to have that for lunch. I didn't know if I would need a spoon or a wire. Tools of the trade. This is what we call going equipped. And tomorrow, the cheese that I can't say, showers. Showers. It's kind of like showers. Yeah. Come on back. See, this is my boggle. Nowhere on it does it say anything about carrots or dirt. It says bloomy washed rind, cream cheese, funky tang, resinous notes. And I do get the resin. I do get that towards the rind. They're mild though. And the carrot is just, that's it. It's all about carrot. Ripeness or maturity. I have been reasonably assured that this is exactly perfect. It was sold to me by Les Amis de Fromage. They know what they're doing. So they told me this cheese is exactly perfect at its state of ripeness right now, and I bought it yesterday. Complexity. Not so much, no. That's going to be a 3 and I'm being generous. Length. Again, 3 and I'm being generous. Balance. There weren't really any competing flavors, so yeah, I'm going to say it's quite balanced. Personal rating. Oy, this is the hardest thing because I know this cheese is well regarded. I know this is well thought of, and it's not blowing my skirt up. It's good quality. The rating here is personal rating. Poor, like, highest quality. It's not bad. I don't dislike it, so I'm around the 5, but I'm certainly not going towards this is the highest quality cheese I've ever had in my life, because I've experienced Brie de Muir, I've experienced Holohocka, I've experienced La Gruyere AOP, 18-month cave age, those tyrosine crystals, baby. That's where my wheelhouse is. This personal summary of the cheese, with something. I need to try this with something because there has to be something out there that makes this sing. Otherwise, I don't get why people rave about this. Interesting. So, I've probably just ended my tasting career. All I get is carrot. I'm getting what I'm getting. It's carrot. Perfect partners. The nutty sherry-like Vin Jaune is a local favorite, an aromatic Gewürztraminer from the Alsace is another good match. Why is this all wine? Some of us don't drink wine. Which gin should I pair this with? Apples? Kiwi fruit? Green grapes? Oh, a cider. Oh, I bet this would be nice with a cider. Okay, my collected thoughts on Vacherin Mont D'or. If you made it this far, frankly, I'm amazed. Thank you and goodbye.